This depends, and I do not know why. A lot of things are difficult. Anyways, honestly, I kind of hate answering these questions. These questions are hard to answer. You guys ask me. But now, it's more of a permanent thing. That's what I want to do in Korea the next few years. So, hello everybody. Yo, what's up? Cherie here. Well, look at me being consistent with videos again. Pat on the back. Who knows what's gonna happen when I start language school again. For those of you who don't know, hi guys, I'm Cherie. I am a language student here at Seoul National University, and I'm currently on break right now. I'm going back to language school starting Monday, and it is Tuesday, so I have 6 more days of break left. And I decided to film a Q&A before going into my second semester of language school. So this is just a general kind of Korea related Q&A because I've been here for a while now. I know a lot about here. I am dating here in Korea. I am going to language school here in Korea. I've been a teacher in Korea. I've lived in Korea. I feel like I have a lot of experience. So we're gonna go ahead and answer your questions regarding Korea. You guys left a lot on Instagram. Instagram is where I talk with you guys the most, by the way. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, this is my plug to go follow me on Instagram. Usually when I'm preparing for a Q&A, I will go to Instagram and have people ask questions. So that is why. All right, we're probably not gonna answer all of them, but I'm gonna try to like speed around a little bit and answer the questions as accurately as I can with as much info as I can without droning on too long about it. So yes. All right, so we're just gonna get going and yeah, let's just get on it. Question number 1, are there public libraries in Korea? Yes, there are. The most popular one is probably the Starfield Library, which yes, is indeed a library. People can check stuff out of that library. So yes, public libraries do exist here. I think there's also a cool one that was like by the Han River, and it was like an open public library, like outside. I think that was at the end of the summer, beginning of fall. That was super cool. But yeah, you can like find them. I haven't necessarily tried to find any public libraries, but they do exist. Yeah. Next question. Do Koreans try to speak English if they notice you are a foreigner? This depends, especially on if you, the foreigner, speak Korean first or if you speak English first. For me, because I am now going into level 4 Korean, my Korean is good enough that like I will usually speak Korean when I'm in a store or somewhere. And so if I speak Korean, they're gonna speak Korean back. A lot of the time, 90% of the time. 10% of the time they'll speak English back, and I'll just switch to English because I'm like, cool. You're trying to help me out in English, that's great. But especially like in tourist attractions, they will speak English to you, especially if you speak English to them. If you're going to the hospital though, on the other hand, it might be a little bit harder. Also the bank, like they don't speak English much in these places, which is kind of funny. But on the street and stuff, if you're asking someone for directions in English, they'll probably be able to help. But again, it kind of, for me, depends on if you speak Korean first to them or if you speak English first to them. Yeah, hope that answers your question. Next question, how to find the right Korea language school for me? Okay, so it depends on what's most important to you when it comes to learning Korean. Like for example, Yonsei University has a language program that's very much known for it being a lot of like reading, writing, academic stuff, more preparing you for graduate school, for example, or school or professional stuff. Is kind of what Yonsei is known for in their language program. But then we have Sogang University, for example, which focuses a lot on the listening and speaking. So everyday life situations in Korea. And then we have ones that are, I would say, like kind of in the middle, like Korea University, Seoul National University. I feel like they just are just kind of overall. It's just kind of an overall speaking, reading, listening, writing, all that stuff. That's what I've noticed here at SNU, for example. So different language schools kind of have, some are known for more like technical stuff, some are known for more speaking, and then some are just kind of in the middle. And also like try to like look at their textbooks as well, like because a lot of the language schools have their own textbooks, and the textbooks can kind of show you the way that you'll be taught, which I was studying out of the Seoul National University textbooks before I came here, and I really liked the textbooks. I really liked how everything went. I was very familiar with them. I studied with my italki teacher, the level 3 textbook, 3A, and that really prepared me for language school here, and I really liked, yeah, just how it looked and the content that was inside. So textbooks are also really helpful in helping you make a good decision. I don't know if this is an issue for you. It was for me. Money, obviously an issue. So finding a language school that I'm able to afford. And for me, that was SNU, weirdly enough. Like my main reason for coming to SNU was that it was the cheapest option because the dorms were so cheap. The language fees are they're very similar. They range from like 1,600,000 to 1,800,000 usually for a semester of language school. That's usually the same. The dorm prices can be different. Like Seoul University, for example, doesn't even have dorms. You have to find your own apartment. That can be really expensive. And some language schools only allow you to be in the apartment for 1 semester or 2 semesters. And then some are just really expensive. Like my dorm right now that I stay in for 3 months, it's about 400,000 won, which is like $300, like 100 a month, which was the freaking best deal ever. I mean, the dorms kind of suck, but I'm not complaining because I paid for this and I am very happy to be here. But like the dorms I was looking at Seoul University actually for language school. I was looking at Seoul as well. Seoul, their dorms is like 700 for 3 months, so it was double here, SNU. And they had a curfew as well. SNU doesn't have curfews in our dorms. I freaking love it. So yeah, those were like the factors that I took into consideration. Look at what the schools are kind of known for with their language programs, look at the textbooks, and look at the finances as well, and that could help you find the right language school for you. So yeah. Next question. What was something that attracted you to want to live in Korea? You know, if we're gonna start from the very, very beginning, it was kind of me being introduced to Korean culture through K-pop and K-drama in 2014. Almost 10 freaking years ago. That's crazy. That's kind of when I got introduced to Korea. And I kind of wanted to check it out because of that. I really like dramas and stuff. And I had some friends in university who are also from Korea, so I was quite interested. So that was like really what first attracted me to Korea. But to like come back, so I studied abroad in Korea for a year kind of because of that. And then what attracted me to like come back was the fact that I just like fell in love with the country while I was studying abroad here. It was so much more than just like, you know, the pop culture stuff that I knew. I really loved learning about the history. I like the people. I love the food. I love the transportation. I loved how convenient it was to live here. And yeah, it was just really nice. So once I got here, it was pretty great. I loved it. It was a fun time. Next question. Do you ever get snarky comments from older Koreans like some foreigners do? Generally. Most days, no, I don't. I do not. Because I try to respect, you know? Obviously, like, there will be sometimes that, like, ajumma that just, like, pushes past you and doesn't say sorry and they, like, hurt your shoulder and you're like, how are they that strong that they hurt my shoulder? Like that. And, like, sometimes I can just tell, like, if, like, an older, like, ajumma or ajashi is, like, judging me or something. But that is maybe, like, 10-15% of the time. Honestly, actually, I've had way more good experiences with the older generation in Korea than bad experiences. And I do not know why. Yeah, honestly, like I've had a lot of good experiences with the older generation in Korea that for me outweighs all the negative ones. Like one time I was literally about to pass out because my period cramps were so bad and I was like waiting for the light. I could hardly see, like my vision had gone black. This older Korean man just like grabbed my arm like very gently, very nicely, and was just like, hey, like, are you okay? Like, do you want me to walk you to the hospital? And I was like, no, I'm good. I just need to go home. And he literally like led me, like steadied me and led me across the crosswalk because I was literally about to pass out. If he would not have helped me at that moment, I would have passed out onto the ground and hurt my head because it was concrete. Okay, that sort of thing happens. And sometimes even like older people on the subway, when they see me, if I have like a huge backpack on, they literally get up and like force me to sit down. And to me, that's like just like so nice. And I've had some really good experiences with the older generation. That's just a few examples. Obviously, like I do get the bad as well, but it's again outweighed by all the good. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Also, I should put a disclaimer in this video that all these thoughts and comments that I'm giving are just on my personal perspective as a white American girl in her mid-20s living in Korea. So yes, just putting that disclaimer out there, my personal experience based on who I am. All right, next question. What has been the easiest thing for you to do in Korea as a foreigner? If we're talking like easy, a lot of things are difficult, especially when you first get to Korea. Easy, even public transportation was hard at first. Like when I first moved here, it's easy now, but honestly, the easiest thing for me to do was go to church. Like, to be honest, my church, like my religion is set up so well where like all I need to do is get online wherever I'm gonna go in the world. I just get online and I'm like, there's this meeting house locator where I can locate all of my church buildings that are available for my religion here in Korea. Or anywhere, right? Anywhere in the world that I want to go. And I just will type in my address and it will show me the closest meeting house, the closest church building for me to go to. And it will show me the time that church is and everything. And so that's what I love about my religion, is that like I can just go to a different country and I can find a church immediately and go, and I'm being taught the same thing that I was taught back in America. Like, it's really crazy. So I think for me, church was the easiest thing to figure out in Korea, because all I had to do was go on my church's website and just look for the meeting house for Seoul, and I found it, and it was easy. So yeah. Anyways, next question. What do you miss about America? I miss Cheez-Its so bad, and like American snacks. Korea just does not have good salty snacks at the convenience store. They're like all sweet. Like all of them are sweet. I miss my salty snacks from America so badly, like Cheez-Its. If anyone wants to send me Cheez-Its, DM me, hit me up. I want the Cheez-Its, man. Anyways, so yeah, that's what I miss the most about America. And, you know, family as well. Obviously, I miss that as well. Yeah, I miss both, yeah. Next question, what are your plans for the future in Korea? Ooh, some of these I'm not ready to share with you yet, but I will give you an overall kind of view for my plans. I do want to stay here for a long time. I want to stay here for the rest of my 20s at least. So I'm 26 right now, so that's about three and a half more years at least, maybe more than that. And I actually think I do want to go to grad school here as well, and recently I've been thinking about studying something more education related. I was thinking marketing for a time, or like communications, but honestly, I think I would rather do education. I actually really love tutoring, I love teaching, and I kind of want to go back to that. But I would love to like get a higher up teaching position, which is why I want to go to grad school and get more of an education degree. And it can also just help solidify my skills more, because teaching is a good profession for me, and I have a lot of good experience with it. I am quite distinguished, I would say, at this point in teaching, but I do need, I think, more education on it to do the things that I want to do, like potentially become a professor here in Korea or work at an international school here in Korea. I will need a master's degree for that. So yeah, and I want to continue dating my boyfriend. That's what I want to do in Korea the next few years. So yeah, that's what I'm comfortable telling you guys for now. So yeah. I also want to become fluent in Korea as well. I do. I want to become as fluent as I can in speaking Korean. I've wanted this for a while, but what motivates me even more is also my boyfriend. Because his English is really, really good, but I also just want to be able to speak his native language better as well. And also, so many positions in Korea that I might want to get, like jobs in the future. It's so good to know Korean, and if I do want to spend a lot of my time here, I want to master the language. So yeah, that was kind of a long answer. I apologize, but yeah. Hope you're happy with the answer. Next question. How is life in general as a foreigner in Korea? It's so hard but so rewarding. Personally, is how I feel. Like, it's so hard a lot of the time. Like, figuring out bank stuff, ARC, immigration office, and like getting Korean phone numbers and dealing with everything in a second language. And like, I had to go to the post office the other day and send something to the US. I was so scared. I did not know what to do. There was this whole process. Thankfully, my boyfriend saved me and came with me and helped me figure it out. But like, I can do that easily in the US. Easy. Here, I just feel so dumb, like when doing like the simplest things. So things are like banking stuff, immigration stuff, all that is just so hard. But again, I say so rewarding as well, because like I was just thinking about this the other day, how crazy it is that like Korea's more home to me than the US, than my home country. And like, I did that for myself. I moved here, I've had all this experience here, I've made friends here, and I've kind of created a life for myself here. I do influencer work here, like I do so much here, and this is my life. And it's crazy that I could create a life for myself here so far away from, you know, where I was born. And it just blows my mind how comfortable I am here and stuff. I mean, despite, you know, all the hard things that I was saying, right? Generally, like, I do feel really good here, and it's really rewarding to live in another country. I feel like I learned so much. I really get out of myself in my own bubble. I get to experience another culture and learn how to respect it, and it's just been an amazing experience. So it's really hard sometimes, but it's so worth it. So that's, I think, for me personally, what my experience has been in Korea as a foreigner. Someone also asked me like the applying process for language school and housing, etc. I do plan on making a video about this, so just hold on a bit. I am gonna make this video. Yeah, it's just like too much information to give in one Q&A, so I do plan on making a video out of this comment. The whole process of how to apply for language school. It was so stressful for me this summer. So if I could save you the stress, I will try to do it by making a video about it, so just hold on about that. Another question, what was your reason to move to Korea? Right now, it's so hard for me to answer these questions, because that's like, first I moved here to teach English. And then now I'm moving here again to like go to language school and kind of start to develop a life for myself. When it was first to move here to teach English, I just missed Korea and I wanted to come back, you know, after studying abroad. And I wanted to see what it was like working here in Korea versus being a student here, because I know it's very different. So I wanted to experience that before figuring out if I wanted to live here for a while or not. So that's kind of why I taught English here. It was just to do that, and I also wanted to do YouTube. I know that I would get more followers and more subscribers if I was in Korea. And I was right. So that was my initial reason to move here and teach English. But now it's more of a permanent thing. Like I was saying before, I kind of want to stay here for a while. And so that was kind of the reason for my move this time around, was just kind of just get things set up for me to stay here for a while. So yeah. Next question is, what is your hardest class? This is hard because like we have four hours of language school every day and it's all Korean, so it's all kind of combined. I would say like the hardest part about like what I study though is probably, honestly, writing's pretty difficult for me, which we do a lot of writing homework, not necessarily class. Writing homework's pretty hard, and sometimes all the vocabulary can be hard for me to actually use and put into practice. So it's not necessarily class, it's just elements of class that are hard for me. Yeah, putting the vocabulary into practice and my writing assignments. I thought speaking was going to be the hardest for me in class. It is not, because everyone's at like the same level, so it's kind of fun to practice with each other actually. But yeah, it's like the writing, the sugi, man. I suck at it. I make so many mistakes all the time. So yeah, writing, man, it's a struggle. Some people say Koreans are a bit racist or they don't open up to foreigners. Is it right? Honestly, I kind of hate answering these questions because they're such like, all Koreans are not the same. And like society is, like everyone in society is also different. There is obviously going to be some racism in Korea. There are going to be some racists in Korea. There are going to be those experiences that people have in Korea. But then there are also going to be people who are not like that at all. You can have both experiences in Korea. That racism, I think, does exist in Korea, or like prejudice against foreigners and stuff like that. Yes, that can exist in Korea. Like I know some clubs will only be like Korean only clubs, like only Koreans go in. I have heard of a lot of people of color having some issues with racism in Korea. Again, I'm a white American. This is my personal experience as a white American girl in Korea. So again, I can only speak for myself and what I've experienced. So I do think some racism exists in this country, just like racism exists in almost every country, right? And there are some like experiences that people can have that are bad, like racist or not kind towards foreigners. Of course those people exist in Korea, but there's also so many other amazing kind people that are in Korea as well. So again, I can't judge the whole country. It's like, just like you can't judge like all Americans or all Europeans. We're all so different, right? And so that's why it's like hard to answer this question. It exists, but I have personally not experienced that much of it. And again, I feel like the good outweighs the bad. My own personal experience. If you had a really bad experience here, I'm so sorry. But yeah, these questions are hard to answer. You guys asked me a lot of intense ones. Okay. Oh, there was this question here, like, sorry to pick a school to go to. How did you pick the one that you did? There's so many. Again, I kind of answered this question in a previous question. So yes, hopefully you got the answers that you needed. If you want me to go more in depth about how I picked language school, leave a comment or something so I know. But yeah. Next question is how to make friends. I assume we mean in Korea, since this is a Korean Q&A. And I've answered this question before, but for me it's kind of hard to answer because I'm an influencer here, kind of like, you know, I do YouTube work and I've made a lot of friends online. Like a lot of friends online. Through Instagram, a lot of my friends are subscribers, so which has been really cool. But honestly, I feel like even if you don't have like a huge Instagram following or anything, I would use Instagram as a tool to make friends. Like find other people living in Korea, other expats, other foreigners. I feel like we're all looking for friends, and so I feel like it's not that hard to like, I don't know, find other people living in Korea and like DMing them and like becoming friends. The usage of social media is pretty nice, especially because like I just feel like there are a lot of foreigners in Korea, but there's also, I don't know, it's like we can find each other easily. I feel like the world of foreigners in Korea is quite small, honestly. So that's my own personal experience again, I don't know, but also like if you're here to work or if you're in language school, you can make friends with your classmates or your coworkers, stuff like that. But yeah, for me personally, it was more online and through the work that I do on YouTube and Instagram. So yeah. Next question, do you miss being a teacher in Korea? Honestly, kind of. Like, I feel like these days, my boyfriend has noticed it too. Like, I see kids and I'm just, like kindergarten age students or like elementary age, and I'm just like, I literally think they're the cutest things. I'm just like, oh my gosh, they're so cute. Like, babies freak me out. I'm not gonna lie, like babies just scare me. But kids are so cute, and honestly, like I kind of miss teaching them, because I realized while I've been here in language school, I do actually like love teaching and I miss it. So yeah, I sometimes miss being a teacher in Korea. I miss the students so much, and I just miss like their hugs and their viewpoint of life and their cute English. So yeah, I miss them a lot. Oh my gosh, my stomach is so hungry. It's growling up a storm. Oh my gosh. Anyways, next question is, what is your daily life in Korea, both school and days off? I actually think this would be a really fun video to make. I could film like a school day in my life versus like a weekend in my life. I kind of might make a video about that in the future, so thank you for the video idea. But during the day, during the week, let's say a random weekday, I have class from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and then after that I have lunch, and then I usually just try to study during the day. If I'm not gonna go anywhere, I usually go to a cafe and study for like 2 to 3 hours, get all my homework stuff done, all that, and then in the evening I meet with my friend or my boyfriend, or just like chill out and relax. Yeah, that's like typical if nothing wrong is going on in my life. That's kind of what I do. Hang out with people, see my boyfriend, study, go to class. Eat food, yeah. Days off, it varies so much. Usually on the weekends, I do see my boyfriend. I see him at least twice a week. That's how we plan it. So once usually during the week and once during the weekend. And I go to church on the weekends as well. So yeah, but I think it's a really nice video idea. So I might make this video idea of like one day being a school day, one day being a weekend. I think it'd be fun. So yeah, thank you for the idea. Someone asked, what holidays does Korea celebrate that aren't in the US? One of the most popular ones is Chuseok, which is like Korean Thanksgiving. That is usually in September for a few days, and it's like, yeah, very similar to Thanksgiving in the US. And Korea also, another one of their huge holidays is called Seollal. I suck at saying that. My pronunciation is terrible. It's Lunar New Year, which is usually in February, January, late January or February. Lunar New Year, and that's a super huge holiday. It's like the New Year, right? It's kind of like New Year's Eve, but bigger and better with more food. Okay, those are the two biggest holidays that are in Korea that are not in the US. Also, there's like a Children's Day holiday in May, which is all about children. There's also a Parents' Day, apparently, and there's a Teacher's Day as well. So those are kind of fun. Next question. What are other ways for a foreigner to live in South Korea? Are you just meaning like in general how to get to Korea and live? Because like there are certain routes, like being a student, language student, university student, like undergrad or post-grad student, that's a way to be in Korea. Teaching, again, or working some sort of job, getting married to someone who's Korean, moving to Korea. What other ways are there? If you're doing an entertainment visa or something, you could like work for the entertainment industry and modeling or something like that. I'm not sure those are really the only ways to actually like live in Korea. Most common, be a student or work. Yep, that's how I've made it happen. So yeah, if you're an influencer also, that could happen as well. So next question, what is the price like living in Korea apartment wise? I do not know. I really do not know, because when I was an English teacher here, my apartment was paid for by my school. I never had to pay for the apartment. And now I'm in the dorms. And I already told you the price of the dorms. Dorms are usually kind of expensive though. Honestly, not gonna lie. But like I honestly do not know. Usually, based on what I know, is that usually to live in a decent apartment in Korea, you have to have this key money stuff, which is like a deposit that you put in, and it can range from 5,000 to 10,000 USD. Yeah, and then the rent ranges between like 400 and maybe 800 USD. Again, this is not like based on experience. It's based on kind of what I've heard from people and also just general knowledge, but again, it's not my own personal experience. But key money, man, it's intense. That's why I'm scared to live in an apartment, because freaking $10,000 of deposit, are you kidding me? But yeah, the rent is usually a lot cheaper. So yeah. So the last question for the Q&A is, would you recommend me going to Seoul National University's language program? Yes and no. Personally, I am like quite glad that I was able to come here for language school. Like I said, the dorms were pretty cheap for me to stay in, and I honestly really love class. Like my classes are really great. My teachers are awesome. They're very, very good at explaining everything. I understand so much Korean when they talk. The books, the textbooks are so good. I really, really like the textbooks. I really like the way classes go. So the language program in general is great. I just have one big problem with SNU, which is freaking campus and the location. Because the campus is like up in like the mountains in Kwanaku. It's like not a very good location, and it's hard for me to get around campus. The campus is just too big in my opinion, and it's not very pretty either. So if you want an aesthetic campus vibe, probably not SNU. That is its downside, is the location, and like I just don't feel like a part of this school. It's really hard to explain unless you've been to SNU. But yeah, the campus is so big, it's hard to get around to everywhere, and it's not near anything great. And you have to like literally walk down like 20 minutes from campus to get like, or take a bus to get off campus. Like it's crazy. Oh yeah. The language school though itself is fantastic. I just don't necessarily like the location and the campus, so yeah. Yes. You know, I was thinking about going to like Korea University for language school because I also like their program too. But you could only stay in the dorms one semester. It was like double the price of these dorms, and was that the real reason? And it was kind of more of a hassle to give them their documents and stuff like that. So, but I do like Korea University, which I recommend it. Natalia loved it. My friend Natalia, she loved it. Anyways, so yeah, there you go. I'm so glad to go to SNU and do the language school. I'm very blessed, but that is my one problem with SNU. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully this was a helpful video for you guys. I hope I answered the questions in ways that were helpful for you all. I need to go get food apparently because my stomach is like freaking out on me. It keeps growling, so I need to go get food. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thumbs up if you liked it. Comment any other follow-up questions you might have, or if you want more information or any sort of video ideas from me. Yes, and I'm really gonna try harder this semester when I enter Saga level 4 to post more vlogs of like my day-to-day life, because a lot of you guys seem very interested in that, so I will do my best at that. But yeah, if you have any other follow-up questions, in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you learned something from it, and yeah, I'm gonna get going. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye guys, see you.